All right, this is the record sheet for Dragon's Treasure. This is one of our new games. We've been working a lot with coordinates, coordinate points, ordered pairs, and really working on different skills there. As you can see, the y-axis goes up to 6. The x-axis also goes to 6. There's different stars, and there's different values on the different coordinates. So, things you need for this game: a blue and a red game piece on the coordinate point 1, 0. You also need a die. You need some scratch paper to do your work. And you need a partner. You only need one record sheet though. Okay, way this game starts is player 1, well, we don't know player 1, but person rolls it, then the other person rolls it. Whoever got the higher number goes first, so the 6 will go first. We'll call that the red team. Okay, red team will roll. They got a 5. Now, they have the option to move their red piece 5 places. Now, the rule is you have to move along the lines. You cannot go diagonal, okay? Now, you can go up and there, but you cannot backtrack, so you can't go like this, okay? So you can go 5. Now, when you go, this counts as 1 moving. You want to get through the different values. The more you get through, the better. You'll add those points up. However, if you are also able to go through a star, you get to multiply your score times 10. So here I go. I got a 5. 1, 2, went through a star, 3, 4, and I'll end here at a 5. Okay? Now let's look. I went through an 18 and 25 hundredths. Okay, I'm going to write these down. I also went through a 24. And I went through a star. So the first thing I need to do is I'm going to need to add these up. Okay, well, I lined up my decimals. Okay, I have 5, 2, bring down my decimal, 2, 1. So 42 and 25 hundredths. And remember, this is dollars because these dragons want that treasure. Okay, but I also went through a star, which means I get to take my score and multiply it by 10. All right, so I'm going to use a ratio table for this. One group is 42 and 25 hundredths. I need to multiply by 10 to figure out 10 groups, and I need to multiply by 10. Well, we figured out when you multiply a decimal by 10, you're moving over one place value. So I need to move my decimal one place value. All right, now since we're talking about money, I'm going to add the 50 cents on there. So my score for this first round is $422.50. I'll let you look at the game board and show and see exactly. So there's my 5. All right. Now I need to also record that. So my start point was there. I need to tell my path. Well, I went up 1, 2. It's a different marker. Well, up 2. Then I went over 3. Okay. My score was 422 and 50 cents. Now, it might be a little tough to see. That's why I recommend playing with a pencil or a thinner one of these markers, but mine ran out. Now, before I go to the next person's turn, I go and I need to put where I am. So I look here. Well, my x-axis, I'm on the 4. And my y, I'm on the 2. All right. Now, this is a little bit longer game because you need to make sure you're checking your work. If you find that it's a little bit tough for your child to do some of the computations and the adding, you can give them a calculator for some of the problems. It kind of helps because that also is going to help them with the graphing and the path that they're taking. All right, so now it will be the blue person's turn. They also got a 5. Now I could take the same path, but I want to kind of teach you. Let's see what we could do. So this person might think, oh, okay, why don't I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, they went through 3 of the values. So I need to add up those 3 values. Okay, so I'm going to do that real quick off to the side. I went through 18 and 25 500ths or 18 and 25 cents. Do it here. $7.50 and also $24. Now, some of you might be yelling at me saying, Mr. Bushler, you didn't take the best path. Well, that's okay. We live and we learn. Okay, 8 and 7 is 15, 4 is 19, 1, $49.75. Oh, sorry. And you might be looking, well, why was the other person so much larger? Well, I did not go through a star, so I lost that 10 times value. Okay, so maybe I should have taken a different path. And that's okay to go back and change your path. As long as you don't write it in as your score, you can change it a few times. So I always, when I'm playing against a person, I am adding up their values too, because if they make a mistake, I want to make sure that I have proof showing, hey, I think you gave yourself too many points. Or if they made a mistake on the too low, I might say, hey, you might want to check your math again because I think you're shorting yourself some points. Okay, so let's look at the path I took. Well, I went up 1. Over 1, 2. And then I went up 2. Now my score was $49.75. My new point that I'm starting at is 3, 3. Okay? Now, I'm going to keep on rolling. Now it's the red person's turn. I got another 5. It must be really popular right now. With this one, I can go through a star. I could go through 2250, but if you're able to go through 2 stars, you don't multiply by 10, you multiply times 10 times 10. So it's actually times 100. So back to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I get another value. So I'm going to add the $16.50 plus $12.50. That will get me to $29, but I get to multiply that $29 times 100. Okay, so 29 times 100 is 2,900 or 2,900. That is a great score. Oops, I wrote that on the wrong side. Don't want to give the other team points. 2,900. Now I'm adding up my 2 scores. Okay, my path was, it was here, over 1, up 2, over 2. Okay, and you can see it's getting a little crammed, but you can always write it with a pencil. It gets a little tough. Now, the next person will go through. You'll have all your scores here, 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 and here. Okay. Now, you're also, the end point does not really matter for the winning the game, but your total score does. What you have to do is you will have to find the sum. That means you're going to need to add all of your scores. Okay. Now, some of the things people might say, can I go over the same paths? Yes, you can, but not on the same turn, okay? People also might wonder, can I jump over a person? You can't jump over them, but you can land on top of them and then go. They are not blocking you. But remember, you cannot go diagonal, okay? If you go through 3 stars, which is not possible with the first version, but you can multiply it by 1,000, okay? Couple variations to this is I also have the challenge record sheet where you can write in your own values on there. And another challenge is you can play with 2 dice. So you're getting larger numbers and you might be able to get through those 3 stars, and that's where we came up with that. All right, so This is Dragon's Treasure. It is a little bit of a long game, and I do recommend you having scratch paper and doing your work here. And please, if you're playing against somebody, make sure you're checking their work, because they might accidentally make a mistake that could make you lose the game and could be costly. All right. Thank you. Have a good one.